Hello everyone, and welcome to another review. Today I have a review for you of a fragrance that has been around since 1998 and really is quite a favorite in the fragrance community of sorts. A lot of people have given this one great compliments, and now I just want to give you my take on this particular fragrance. It's none other than Boss Bottled by Hugo Boss. Here's the bottle. It's very plain, very standard glass bottle. It's got a plastic top that looks a little metallic on it. The bottom has your serial information. Cap pops off. The one thing that should be mentioned is this has a very excellent sprayer. Very nice sprayer. Goes pretty well. This fragrance was created by Annick Menardo. The same person who actually created Bulgari Black and one other, Yves Saint Laurent's Body Kuros. Other two scents actually that get a lot of compliments from women. And this actually is, or goes along the same realm, does get a nice bit of compliments, but I will get to that. Now, this is available that I've seen in 3 different sizes: 50 milliliters, 100 milliliters, and 200 milliliters. For the 50 milliliter, you're going to pay about $56 retail. For the 100 milliliter, it's going to be about $67 retail. And for the 200 milliliter, I saw this around, going to pay about $80. Despite those prices, because this has been around since so long, you can actually find this bottle much, much cheaper. So use those prices as a baseline. Expect to pay $20 cheaper than those prices that I listed for each for each size that comes out. So for 50 milliliter, expect to pay like $36. Easily, you can find it online at a discount. You can still find this bottle on the Hugo Boss site. The one thing that I should mention about Boss Bottled is it's called by a number of different names. Boss Bottled, Boss Number 6, Boss Night is a different fragrance, but there's like Gray Boss, something that's kind of been given to this fragrance. So this fragrance does have a decent amount of names that kind of goes along with it, and I'm not sure what the reason is. I don't believe the formula has changed much in the past couple of years, but yeah, you kind of get a different vibe coming from this fragrance in terms of how it's referred to. So just keep that in mind if you're doing any searches on this fragrance. All right. Now, just quickly onto the notes. For the top notes of this fragrance, what you're going to get is apple, cinnamon, bergamot, and plum. Some sites describe it as a fruity type of fragrance for the top, but it does have those top of apple, cinnamon, bergamot, and plum. Now for your middle notes, what you're going to get is kind of clove and geranium. And for your base notes, what you're going to get is cedarwood, sandalwood, olive wood, vanilla, and what was the last one? Vetiver. Vetiver was the last one. So what does this fragrance actually smell like? This fragrance really comes off immediately as a fruity fragrance on the top. I get apples from it. Apples and cinnamon mixed in, a little bit of a plum smell, but primarily apples and cinnamon mixed in. Comes off as pretty sharp when you first spray the fragrance. Now, as it begins to dry down, the clove begins to come out and it begins to smoothen out a little. And what you're going to get actually is a little bit of vanilla that kind of comes out and really begins to smooth out the fragrance. Now the vanilla, you're not going to smell off the bat, but until you get up to about, I would say, the dry down of the fragrance, which occurs around, I want to say, 2 hours into the fragrance. The vanilla starts to come out a little bit, and what you're left with is apple, cinnamon that's kind of sitting on top of this woodsy, creamy vanilla smell. Now you do get, I do get at least the cloves that kind of come up into it a little bit. For those of you who have smelled Musc Ravageur from Frederic Malle, the cloves, it's not the same clove type smell, but what is the same is what the cloves do to the fragrance as it develops, and that's this certain creaminess that comes out into it. It's not quite vanilla, and that's what I believe what a lot of people are smelling when they describe it as a vanilla scent. But I believe it's the clove that's actually bringing this fragrance and making it smoother. So Yeah, in general, that's the kind of scent that you're going to get when you get this. The scent doesn't change that much, even though I kind of described those three different types of phases. Overall, if I was to just singly describe it, you're going to get an apple cinnamon fragrance that smooths out as it dries down. Now, in terms of sprays, I kind of give this 3 sprays. It's a pretty powerful fragrance. The sprayer, as I showed you earlier, is very nice. So 3 sprays. I usually go, I count this as 1 spray, but to the shoulder pits, to the hair, the head, and then to the wrists, basically. That's usually what I stick with. It works pretty fine. Because of the sharpness in the opening, you might want to be careful about over applying this particular fragrance because it can come off a little strong on the opening. Even though it dries down to a softer smell, the opening can still be a little harsh. Now, this particular fragrance is pretty versatile. It can be worn year-round, though I think it suits fall a little better than the other scents because of the cinnamon, the spices, the apples. It really does suit fall in that perfection, but it can be worn year-round. Very versatile fragrance. The one thing that I would caution is you might want to be careful of this one during the summer because of the sharpness on the opening. It can get a little bit cloying if you apply too much. So if you want to tone it down to 1 spray in the summer, I can see that working. Just be careful because of the type of scent. It can get cloying in the heat. Now, in terms of wear, you might want to wear this one. This one's a nice fragrance for any occasion. Like I said, versatile. Think of work, think of a date scent, think of an everyday scent, casual scent, think of a carrier scent or a signature scent. This really fits all of those criteria when you're really talking about a fragrance. Now, for projection, projects pretty well. Sillage, it stays around on your body for a long time, and in terms of longevity, what you're going to get out of this one is about 8 to 10 hours is kind of what I got. After about the 8, 9, 10 hour mark, it's going to drop off to the point where it's going to be a skin-only type scent, where people won't smell you as you come by. If they get up real close to you, they're going to get you, but beyond that, not really. So it's going to last about 8 to 10 hours. So it's good fragrance in terms of longevity, but expect that much. Now, I touched upon it that it's a really great fall scent. All ages can wear this. I don't restrict it. I don't see it being restricted for older gentlemen or younger gentlemen. Some people have mentioned that they really see it as a younger fragrance, but I can completely see an older gentleman pulling this one off, even in a suit and tie type fragrance. It really is a very nice fragrance for pretty much any occasion. Like I said, versatility. Now, who is going to like this particular fragrance? Citrus lovers, take a look at this fragrance. Those of you who are fans of bergamot, apple, and fragrances, those of you who are spice fans, take a look at this fragrance. If you're looking for a fragrance that is versatile, that suits any occasion, that you can wear, spray pretty much at any time, take a look at this particular fragrance. Those of you who might not like this fragrance are people who, I would say, want something that's extremely, I'd say, pushing the envelope or strong. Despite the fact that this is a very versatile fragrance, it is also almost a very safe fragrance. And I guess that's kind of what makes it a little bit versatile. It's a very safe fragrance. You can wear it anywhere. And so it's not going to really push the envelope. It's going to be almost a generic type smell. It smells very similar to Ferrari Black if you've smelled it. And it's very similar to Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme. So just keep that in mind when getting this particular fragrance. Now, compliments. This fragrance has gotten very, I would say, a lot of compliments basically with this. It's gotten, but the compliments have been at the range of where people have passed by me. So this, because of the sillage is so good on this fragrance, when people pass by you, they're going to take notice, and usually they're going to comment. In particular, women. I wouldn't call it a lady killer. They just pretty much said, you smell pleasant, and that's kind of the thing that Boss bottle is going for. It's not meant to be a knock 'em down type fragrance, but it's meant to be a very casual, very nice fragrance that you can wear pretty much for any occasion. Now this was on my top 10 fall fragrances lists. Despite that, I give this fragrance an 8 out of 10. Very nice fragrance, very versatile. I highly recommend it. It's inexpensive relatively, and you can find this as part of deal, buying it from other people, whether it be buying it from Fragrantica, I'm sorry, not Fragrantica, but other fragrance websites. And you can get good deals on this one because of the fact that, again, that it's been around since 1998. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free, let me know. Leave me a message, send me a tell, do whatever you got to do. So that's been Boss Bottle by Hugo Boss. Take care.